beautiful single unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So today's readings are centered around your love life during the month of June. And in order to help you figure out exactly what is going to be going on, I have prepared 4 groups that you may choose from. So the 4 groups consist of 4 crystals. I have them in actual crystal form, as well as in the form of cards. So I would like you to pick 1 or 2 of these groups, however many that you feel resonate with you. And the crystals that you can choose from today are as follows. We have the Aragonite, we have the Pyrite, we have the black Tourmaline, as well as the Aquamarine. But the timestamps to all 4 groups are in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section. And just like in one of my last videos, I will be giving you some details about each individual stone and why you may have chosen it and felt drawn to it at the beginning of every group. So if you found this video helpful and that your reading resonated with you, do not forget to hit that thumbs up button, as well as subscribe to my channel to never miss another reading that is relevant to your life. So yeah, you guys, I don't want to waste any more time within the intro. I would rather spend more time within your individual readings to get more deets about your love life during June. So I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Aragonite, and to all of my other lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Aragonite, group number 1, and the Aragonite is for anybody who needs to kind of step back into their shell or step out of their shell, anybody who is looking to find balance. So let me show you this gorgeous gem. It is made out of these little clusters here, these geometric clusters called starbursts actually, which is really interesting. And so you may have felt drawn to this stone, and not just for its really interesting appearance, but also because you are in deep need of romantic balance. But group number 1, let's move into your reading to find out exactly what is going on in your love life during the month of June. So I will be starting off with my tarot cards. And as usual, I will be conducting your reading intuitively, so just sit back and relax. First and foremost, we have the 5 of shells. So we have some sort of illumination, something that is going to bring hope to light, as well as the kind of areas where you have to engage in readjustment. Okay, so your love life right now is where it is for a reason, and during June you're being given an opportunity to readjust, to realign yourself with what you truly want, and to move in a more favorable direction of what you want to achieve in your love life. Then we have the 10 of crystals. So the 10 of crystals is kind of connected to the earthly realms. Well, not kind of, it is. It is about, you know, your career. This has to do with all things from the earthly realm. So I want you to know here in the 10 of crystals that you have stability when it comes to your career during June, which allows you to fully focus on your love life, as well as just kind of, as I said, readjusting where you're going romantically and kind of what your end goal is. Then we have the Page of Acorns, we have the 6 of crystals, as well as the Page of crystals. So we have 2 times within your reading, group number 1, a page. And a page is somebody who is a little naive at times, but has really great intention, really great ideas, and kind of like the enthusiasm as well as the force to move forward with new ideas and to be innovative. So here I see in the Page of Acorns, we have an innovator of creativity. So I see here that the person that you're meant to bump into in June romantically has this page energy where they're maybe younger than you biologically, or just younger than you mentally. So you're more mature than them, but they have really great ideas that they're just discovering, uncovering. And I see here in the Page of Crystals that they also have kind of the discipline put together, summoned together in order to follow through with those ideas, should they have something to do with the earthly realms, with their career, with their profession. As I can see here in the 6 of crystals, that they're looking for a way to work with what they have. Okay, so the person that you're supposed to meet when it comes to your romantic life during June is very grateful for what is already in their life, and they're just looking to kind of expand their reach, expand their financial means, and really make something out of their career. Then we have the deer as well as the seahorse. So in the deer and the seahorse, I see here that you're giving a lot more power to equality The Deer is all about your personal power and where you put that. So instead of telling yourself that you're, for instance, really sad or upset about inequality when it comes to love, when it comes to, the rights of different people, this may affect you directly and personally as well. I see here in the Seahorse that instead of thinking about what really disturbs you and annoys you in today's society and world, you're putting all of your energy, all of your power into just channeling more equality and just leading by example instead of leading by complaining or thinking that things are going to change romantically if you just complain or say, oh, I wish things were different. You're proactively putting positive energy towards the cause and positive energy towards things that need to change in order for everybody to be able to live their best life in an authentic way. Then we have the Hyena as well as the Snake. So in the Snake, I see here creation. So as I said, the person that you're meant to meet romantically during the month of June is somebody who is creative and innovative. In correlation to the Snake, I see here that creating kind of new ideas together, creating new memories together is going to put you in a place where you feel a little bit afraid to lose them. So this may not be, your twin flame or a forever relationship, but it's definitely one that means something to you. It's definitely a relationship that makes you feel safe in some form. And in the Dog, we have, that companionship. Just like a dog is, an actual companion for a lot of humans, and often a more loyal companion than another human being. I see here that in June, you really value that. You really value somebody that is loyal and somebody that will be there whenever times get tough, especially. So you are more willing to put up with shortcomings, with things that you would otherwise not put up with romantically, as long as the person shows that he or she is loyal. So that is one thing that I see here that is really important to you, not only throughout June, but just generally. We have a very grounded, fundamental idea of loyalty within your reading. And then we have the Jade, the Rose Quartz, as well as the Tourmaline. So the Rose Quartz, as you may know, is all about love and is also connected to your heart chakra. So this is an indication that, love is here during June, that love is an emotion that you're feeling, that you're going through. And in Jade, I see here that you just feel very lucky. You feel as though good luck is on your side, and it's just overall a time where you feel as though you're also protected in a way, as I can see in the Tourmaline. The Tourmaline is connected to your root chakra, and when that chakra is activated, when it is fully connected in correlation to the other crystals here, I see that this protective energy is one that comes from a place where you feel loved and where you feel wholly accepted. Because when you feel wholly accepted by somebody, fully 100%, like they accept you as a person and embrace you as a person, you feel more protected in your thoughts and the things that you want to say, because judgment is not something that you fear, which can sometimes really have a negative impact on relationships and on your psyche. But as I said, you're clear of that, group number one. Then we have the Medicine Wheel as well as Water. So I want you to know here in the Medicine Wheel that I see you kind of looking into a more holistic way of approaching things in love that you're struggling with. So this may sound really weird because, love is obviously not an ailment, but at the same time, you may think to yourself, why do I always bump into the same issues with people throughout the relationships or connections that I have with them? Why do I get really clingy at some points? Why do I get a little bit passive aggressive? Or why do I keep my emotions bottled in? And then you start to realize that when you have a more holistic approach to this, you understand that it's not something that is isolated and is just the expression that you have within your relationships in your romantic life. As I can see here in Water that, you are a very expressive person. You're maybe a water sign, a Pisces or so. And I can see here that you start to realize that the expression that you put out there within your relationships has everything to do with the rest of your life. It has everything to do with how you feel like you were treated growing up, how you feel like your parents handled certain situations, and what trauma you've carried from past experiences, as well as the things that you're going through right now that may make you feel a little insecure. It could be your body image or also where you're at in your career academically. So I definitely see you kind of forging a lot of new connections, making a lot of new connections, especially when it comes to love. And by allowing those connections to be formed, that is where we have the situation where you just feel wholly accepted as well as loved, and just in a place where you know, like, yes, I can embrace myself and not feel weird about it. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you regarding your love life during June of 2020. I really hope that you found it interesting, insightful, as well as a little motivational. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you. If you made it to the end of your video, leave a crocodile emoji down below as well in order to let me know, and as a token of good luck and love during June. So group number one, wherever you are, I hope you're staying safe, I hope you're well, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Pyrite group number two, which is also known as the Fool's Gold, and you may have felt drawn to this stone because you need a little bit of a boost in masculine energy, and masculine energy is the kind of energy that gets us out there and makes us make first moves, okay? So it's the kind of energy that gets you going, that stops you from just daydreaming. So I want to move further into your reading in order to figure out exactly what is going on in your love life during the month of June in 2020. So I will put your crystal right up here, and actually I will join the crystal from the first group, the Aragonite, so we have them right here next to each other. So let's move into your reading, group number two, to figure out exactly what is going on for you. So first and foremost, we have the bison. So one thing that I can see here is kind of forming new rituals with the people who are in your life, with the connections that you're making. So this romantically could also mean kind of forming a new way of talking to people. So in the past, you have had experiences with relationships with people. I mean, you may have never been in a serious relationship, but I mean connections, okay? You have had experiences with how it is talking to people of a gender or of a type that you're attracted to. So as you know, my channel is all inclusive, so don't feel as though this puts you in a certain category. Group number two, when you talk to people a certain way, you may realize that you continue to connect with the same kind of people. You attract the same type of person. And I see here kind of a diversification when it comes to that. During the month of June, I see you attracting a new kind of person, a new kind of love, through the fact that you're changing your interaction, the kind of energy that you use when you step out there, as the Pyrite is a stone that is for anybody who not only needs more masculine energy, but also just needs to own themselves more, and also just needs to feel less like they're trying to be attractive to a certain group of people or what society wants, and they just want to be attractive to themselves. And then we have the beaver, as well as the peacock. So I definitely see you putting in the work when it comes to your confidence, putting in the work when it comes to just letting yourself shine. The peacock as well as the pyrite is very out there. They're very blingy, they're very like exuberant kind of cards and stones, minerals. I want you to know that there's a reason why this is showing up, and your guides want you to fully and wholly just embrace who you are, no matter how eclectic that side may be. Then we have the raven as well as the sacred ibis. So one thing that I can see here in the sacred ibis is that you're learning a lot of new things about yourself. That is what I see in connection to the raven. So learning so many new things about yourself romantically often is also an indication of you learning new things about what you like intimately. So you may be intimate with somebody during June, or just kind of spending some intimate moments with yourself, taking care of yourself, treating yourself, other intimate moments, if you know what I mean. So I want you to know here that this is something healthy and something that you shouldn't feel ashamed of. Learning new things about yourself and what you like on that kind of level just allows you to cultivate a better love life, because now you know what to ask for. Now you know exactly how to phrase what it is that you like, because you have figured out everything down to the little detail of what you desire and what you want more of. Then we have the King of Acorns. So as I said, somebody coming into your life in June. In the King of Acorns, I see that this person is very optimistic and a natural innovator. So the King of Acorns is the king of the fire signs, okay? Is the king of creativity, of just making things happen, but also the king of kind of like maybe emotional outbursts at times, or just whirlwind emotions. So one times they're really, really hot, and then sometimes they're a little cold. Sometimes you're like, what's going on? You know, why did the flame go out today? So they're kind of like in an emotional up and down, if you will, and that may be just because they're in the same situation, figuring out what they like, but it just comes out in a different way than with you. Then we have the Ace of Shells. So the Ace of Shells is about new emotional beginnings, and beginnings that lead you to happiness, emotional fulfillment. So meeting somebody during the month of June is definitely going to bring you abundance in love, as well as just a feeling of, this is a great start. This is something that I can build on. This is something that may actually evolve and progress and grow into something bigger, and maybe even a very solid connection for the next years. Then we have Awakening. So group number 2, in Awakening, I see here a renewal on a soul level, renewing your energy, renewing your feelings. As I said, a new connection is most likely going to form for you. And when you have the awakening within your reading, this just shows that you're ready to let go of any old feelings that you may have harbored in regards to love, any insecurities, because now you have this renewal, you have this fresh start, and just having somebody in your life, or seeing that there is a possibility of a new fresh beginning emotionally, romantically, often is just like that little extra reassurance that you need to fully and completely let go of any baggage that you're still carrying with you emotionally. Then we have the Six of Shells. So in the Six of Shells, I definitely see a joyous time during June. I definitely see a time where you're sharing kind of sacred and intimate moments with another person, but this could also be on a platonic level. The number 6 is a number of human benevolence, is a number of just gratitude in general, helping other people, and that is something that is, as I said, a general term. It's not something that has to be romantic. Then we have the Vision Quest, as well as the crystals. So I want you to know that anything you're looking for in June romantically is going to be amplified by the usage of crystals especially. So there's a reason why these crystals have showed up in your reading. So if you have crystals, make sure that you whip them out and use them to manifest, use them during meditations, and put intentions on your crystals for best results in love. If you do not yet own any crystals, I have a link down below where you can find crystals. Of course, you can Google various sources, but I will tell you, there are a lot of stores that are a little, how should I say, where you're not quite sure what you're going to get. So make sure that you make your selection very carefully and that you use the internet to your advantage. So make sure that you're careful with whichever source that you derive your crystals from, because some of them are also unethically sourced, and that is not the kind of energy that you want to have in your crystal right off the bat. Then we have the middle world. So I see you being very present and very much enjoying the present moment, which is again an indication of love, of happiness, of joy, of being in a situation where you feel as though your love life is in an optimal state. So the middle world is all about what is going on right now, but it is also about kind of escaping a little bit the worries of the future. So if you feel as though you often are very in the moment with people, especially when you're unsure about what the future will bring, you just want to enjoy the moment and not think too much about what may be later down the line, ask yourself if you're doing so to avoid clarity, to avoid coming to terms with the fact that maybe this person isn't for you, or if you're doing so to really just be in the moment and enjoy every single second of it. So there are different reasons why people are often in the moment and say, oh, I'll forget about this person's past, or I'll forget about what comes in the future. I just want to be in the moment. That can sometimes stem from a place of not wanting to confront that a connection maybe doesn't have a very long future. You know what I mean. Or a connection is maybe built on a wonky foundation because of your past with a person or that person's past. So make sure that you're confronting any of those emotions should you have them. Then we have the lapis lazuli, we have the iolite, as well as the ruby. So the ruby is all about passion. So as I said, intimacy is an important word for you during June, so enjoy this with a lot of passion. I see here in lapis lazuli as well as iolite, not only are romantic feelings here for you in June, I also see very strong feelings and a tight bond with your family and resolving any issues that you may have had with someone in your family or just generally with your connections there. The lapis lazuli is all about just resolving issues as it unclogs your throat chakra, as it unclogs your third eye chakra. So your throat chakra, when that is clogged, you're not speaking up, you're not saying how you truly feel. But as I said, in June, you're finally going to activate that part of yourself and get rid of anything that has, any energy that has become stuck. So furthermore, in the third eye chakra that is connected to the lapis lazuli, this is just kind of intuitively knowing when to bring things up, when to talk about things, and when the right moment is to confront any hardships. And I see here in the iolite that, you know, your family is just coming to a situation where there's more connection and where there's more of a feeling of feeling protected and loved again. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful, helpful. Let me know down below in the comment section what really hit home for you, and if you made it to this point of the video all the way to the end, leave a little peacock emoji down below to let me know, and as a token of good luck for your love life. So group number 2, I will catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the black tourmaline group number 3, and this is not only a very grounding kind of stone, it is also a protective stone. Now you may have chosen this stone because you need to come back to a point where you lock emotional vampires out forever. Okay, so people who have been taking more from you than they have been giving, trying to suck you dry basically of your good vibes, your energy, that may be why you felt drawn to this stone, because the stone is not only the protector, it is also a stone that allows you to have the courage and the energy to set boundaries that are often very much needed. So group number 3, let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what is going on in your love life during the month of June. So let's see. First and foremost, we have the sea otter. So I see a true transformation happening here in your love life, and in correlation to the stone of your choice, in correlation to the crystal you chose, the black tourmaline, I see here that this transformation has to do with you not only setting boundaries in your personal life with platonic relationships, but also romantic relationships. So platonic relationships, friends, family, people that you care for and have a connection with, but not like that, if you know what I mean. Not in a intimate manner, but I see that with your intimate relationships, you are also setting those boundaries. You're also basically saying up until this point and not any further, because I respect myself, I respect my value, I know my value, and I'm not going to put up with things that I don't feel I should be putting up with. Then we have the raven. So I see that this is going to be crazy news to people, because anybody who has quote-unquote been expecting you to be okay with, say, emotional abuse, any other kind of form of mistreatment, they're going to now all of a sudden not like that. Of course, I mean, anybody who has had power over a situation or another human being, it is often a struggle when that human being fights back and says all of a sudden, hey, I'm actually not cool with that. I'm actually not putting up with that. But that is not your problem, group number 3. Keep that in mind and know that this will give you a good idea of who is genuinely here for you, of who you can genuinely form a connection with, and who basically just wants somebody who is submissive so they can control that person. Especially if you're dating and you're meeting new people, know that anybody who doesn't like when you stand up for yourself, or who doesn't like when you have your own opinion and don't allow them to shake your opinion, that is a big red flag for you. Then we have the lioness. So the lioness is all about protection as well. well. And in correlation to the black tourmaline, I just see that not only are you protecting yourself, you just kind of have a strong protective energy that is around you, that is surrounding you during the month of June. And this is something that should make you feel empowered. This is something that the universe has sent in your reading in order to let you know that yes, you are protected, and setting those boundaries is more than necessary and something that you should feel empowered to do. So then we have the carnelian, we have the tourmaline, as well as the bloodstone. So this is so fun that we received the tourmaline within your reading again. As you know, you did choose the black tourmaline. Smudging is also something to engage in. This is connected to the tourmaline. Smudging and saging, just using different tools to cleanse the energy around you. Also, crystals are a good one. A carnelian is especially good in connection to forming more self-confidence. The carnelian is an amazing stone, but coming back to the tourmaline, make sure that you engage in little rituals, little activities that allow you to cleanse and clear your space of any unwanted energies and energies that may be holding you back and eating up more positivity than necessary. Well, eating up any positivity is unnecessary. In the carnelian, I want you to know here that that would be an excellent stone for your root chakra, for just forming more self-confidence and having more fiery energy within your life. It is a very fiery, red kind of orange stone. I will leave a link down below for a carnelian if you do not own one, but of course you can do your own research as well into the carnelian. Then we have the turquoise. The turquoise is about balance. A big fan of turquoise jewelry, so that is always good. Furthermore, I want you to see here in the turquoise that restoring balance in your love life is something that you need. Group number 3 is something that has showed up in your reading. What is wrong with me? In your reading for a reason, in order to allow you to kind of get back to a place of your personal equilibrium where you don't feel so torn in love, where you don't feel so indecisive. So yeah. Furthermore, we have the pipestone. In the pipestone, I can see here that what you have experienced in your family, what you have experienced through friends, through maybe siblings and their love life is something that has really made an impression on you. So if your parents have had a difficult relationship with one another, or you don't know one of your parents, that is something that you're starting to notice during June that has been affecting your love life. You're starting to see patterns that you never saw in yourself that are kind of similar to what you grew up with. So I definitely see that being put into perspective and maybe being something that you don't necessarily want to look into, but is becoming almost like in a way that you can't ignore. Then we have the lower world. So group number 3, the lower world is all about the past, is also about ancestors and things that have transpired and are now, so to say, bygones, but not really, because they're still affecting you. So I want you to know here in the lower world that yes, it could be daunting to look into those issues, into those situations, those topics, but at the same time, that is the only way in which you will be able to stop the pattern, to cease continuing in the same way as people have done around you. Then we have water. So in water, I want you to know that in correlation to the lower world and just facing those kind of issues, I want you to know here in water that you may want to express yourself very differently than you usually do in love. So if somebody even has like the slightest bit of toxicity, the slightest bit of an abusive personality towards you, and they're showing that, somebody that you just met in love, you're going to express very quickly and very rapidly that that is not something that you're cool with, that is not something that you want in or around your life, because you are now so connected to what you've been through and you don't want to repeat negative patterns, not by yourself and not with a new partner. Then in the moon, I see here just really following your intuition, really following your instinct, and also kind of deciphering whether there's truth in a situation or not. Really being connected to yourself, knowing when somebody, another human being, is lying to you, is being dishonest, and when another person is being honest and is being truthful and upfront about situations. I see here that you have a very good sense for that, especially during June. Then in the King of Feathers, this may be somebody that you meet romantically. The King of Feathers is someone who is very much a logical person, somebody who is very smart, okay? So they may be of an air sign because they're very quick. Emotionally, they can be very detached. They can be the kind of person where you feel as though you never know what they're going through, you never know what they're feeling, because they're just not very good at voicing how they feel or showing how they feel. But they're very intelligent, and they're the kind of person who gets almost like turned on by an intelligent conversation. Then we have the World as well as the Nine of Acorns. So in the World, one thing that I can see is that at the end of the day, June is a prosperous month for you. June is a month where, you know, there's celebration, where there's fulfillment, where you're coming to a point where you're happy with your love life, as I can see here in the Nine of Acorns, that you've persevered now for long enough, group number 3. You may think to yourself, gee, it's been so long, I can't wait for this. And I want you to know here in the Nine of Acorns that you're also kind of taking back your personal power, because you're not going to allow yourself to feel down anymore about things that you don't really have an effect on. You're making sure that you're keeping yourself in a sane and positive place and letting love just be an add-on that makes you happy, not the main thing in life. Then in the Star, we have peace, we have healing, we have coming to a place of understanding and forgiving those who have wronged you, those who have maybe been disloyal to you in the past, and just not necessarily forgiving as in saying you're condemning what they've done to you, but just saying, I will no longer attach any kind of negativity, any kind of emotion that doesn't serve me to that, because I'm just harming myself basically. So that just brings us back to the black tourmaline that you chose, group number 3, which, as I said, is a highly protective stone. It is a stone that keeps you out of trouble and helps you clear negativity, which is really what is happening for your romantic life during the month of June. So group number 3, I hope that you connected with this reading. I would just like to thank you so much for being with me today, and make sure that you leave a little lion emoji down below if you made it to this point of the video, not only to let me know, but also as a token of good luck for our love lives during the month of June. So wherever you are in this world, group number 3, I hope you're staying safe, I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the gorgeous Aquamarine group number 4, and first and foremost I want to talk to you about why you may have chosen this stone. So the Aquamarine is a fancy blue beryl stone. It is a stone that helps cool off any heated emotions and is for anybody who has lost their voice and is too far gone. So too far gone, for instance, if you feel too like fired up, if you feel too passionate about something that you just want to scream, you just want to like yell out how you feel, and you're too far gone to cool down and just have that calm conversation. So this is in order to encourage you to be calmer, in order to encourage you to come back to a state where you're kind of just relax and chill, okay? So if you've been feeling that way about your love life recently, know that that may be why you've chosen this stone, but it's also just beautiful. That could also be another reason, group number 4, but I want to move into your reading. So I see here that we have news. The raven always comes with exciting news. The raven is the bearer of all things exciting, of all things that you did not know yet. So your reading is going to be all about information that is completely new in regards to your love life. Then we have the gorilla. So in the gorilla, I see here a lot of peace coming for you during the month of June. So as I said, if you're very hot-headed, very hot-tempered, or you feel a kind of way about your love life, know that you're finding peace during the month of June. Know that June is going to feel very different from that month on. From this month on, your love life is going to feel like a completely new kind of thing. It's going to feel like it's never felt before. That is one thing that I can see in the gorilla. You're going to have a changed outlook and a changed set of emotions in regard to your love life. A very peaceful kind of set of emotions. A very kind of set of emotions that is just like, I'll just let it be and let it flow in a way, if you will. Then we have the High Priestess, we have the Knight of Feathers, the Queen of Shells, as well as the Eight of Acorns. So I see here in the Knight of Feathers as well as the Queen of Shells that the person that is said to come into your love life during the month of June is a mixture here. We have the Knight of Feathers, which is somebody who is highly focused and just knows what steps he or she wants to do next. So when it comes to their love life, when it comes to kind of how they cultivate love, they're very calculated, okay? They have a fixed idea on what they want love to look like for them, and they're going to follow through with that. So they're not going to settle for anything that they do not desire. And in the Queen of Shells, I see here that at the same time, they're a very compassionate person. So they will look into what it is that you want. They will look into what it is that you have always dreamed of when it comes to love, and try to kind of make a compromise with the person that they care about. But they want what they want, and they're gonna get what they want. In the High Priestess, I see here that you have to be very intuitive when it comes to your love life, as we have here in the Eight of Acorns. A lot of people who are kind of coming out of their shell, trying to have a little piece of you during the month of June, group number 4. So this could be exes, this could be just people that you ghosted or that once ghosted you, and all of a sudden they're hitting you up again. And it's like, well, where were you when I was trying to work things out? Where were you when I was trying to forge that connection, when I was trying to really build something here? And I want you to stick to your guns, group number 4, because I can see in the High Priestess that it kind of goes against your nature to be with somebody who only wants you when it suits them, but you can sometimes feel as though you kind of want to give people another chance because you put yourself in that situation. You try to be empathetic, but I want you to know, group number 4, it is okay to just be flat out of the opinion that it can never work again, and that is completely fine. If somebody chose to ghost you or to only text you or be with you when it suited them, that was their action at the time. They may have changed into a person who is more respectful of other people's time and emotion, but they may also not have changed. It may also just be another little facade or game to get you back into their fangs, to get you back into their realms. So it is completely okay for you and should be respected when you make that choice to say, hey, I'm just not comfortable with this anymore due to what has happened and what we went through in the past. Then we have the Feathers as well as the Ancestors. So one thing that I can see here in the Feathers is that it's all about you kind of like restoring your confidence, and saying no to people is a confidence builder. And I am of the opinion that usually, you know, saying yes is something we should definitely be doing more of, but when it comes to love, you have to set boundaries. You have to say no when people pop back into your life who you know should have treated you differently, or who you know should have handled a situation differently. And setting those boundaries is also something that you can do in order to teach them. As I can see here in Ancestors, that saying no to people who treated you wrongly, even though you allowed them to maybe get away with it at the time, or they got away with it just because they were in a power position, that just humbles them. That just shows them like, people will not always say yes to this behavior. People will not always be okay with this behavior, and I need to start to respect boundaries and treat people differently. Then we have Insects as well as the Journey. So I see here that on your path in love during the month of June, get some support from people who understand you, people who really just know you well, okay? That is one thing that I see in Insects. The right friend, the right family member can turn your entire day around, your entire mood around, and your outlook around when it comes to love. As I said, setting boundaries, it can be difficult. It can be something that you struggle with, and I mean just setting boundaries very clearly, saying it's not going to work out now, it's never going to work out. And here in the journey, I want you to know that it's important to not allow any space for confusion, as you do want to be able to open up and allow new love and new possibilities, as we have here in this person who is a mixture between the Knight of Feathers as well as the Queen of Shells. You don't want them to feel like there is other energy around or another person that you're seeing or interested in, especially if it's not true. Then we have the Carnelian as well as the Hematite. So these are both cards that speak of strength. The Carnelian is all about self-confidence, which is a very particular kind of strength that we sometimes have a little more of, sometimes a little less of. It can change depending on our mood, depending on how we feel on any given day. And I want you to know here in the Hematite that we have an intensification during the month of June for you of mental strength, and just allowing your confidence to ooze out in a sophisticated way is something that gives you that mental strength. Because as we spoke about in the Aquamarine, you may feel so far gone that you want to scream, that you want to just do something that is kind of a little out of character. But what you're really going to do here is ground yourself, is get your confidence back and act in a way that is smart, act in a way that is more diplomatic and just shows you don't need to just like lose it. You can confidently set boundaries. Then we have the Fuchsite. So in the Fuchsite, one thing that I can see here is healing, deep emotional healing, and coming to a place where you understand why you allowed certain things to slide in love, why maybe you had heartbreak in the past, how it happened, how it came to be, and healing from those moments in which you felt as though your confidence was deeply shaken and your self-value may have even been challenged. Then lastly, we have the Turquoise. So group number 4 in the Turquoise, I see balance coming for you. I see a situation where you feel as though you have the proper balance between being confident and being cocky, because being cocky then moves again into insecurity. It's not actually confidence, because being cocky is just a form of overcompensation, right? And you're the kind of person who kind of struggles more with undercompensating, if that's even a word, not being confident enough. So for you, being cocky is not really a reality. It's not really something that will happen, but you bring your confidence to a point where you're like, for me, this is confidence. Anything over this line for me personally is more cocky, and then I'm overcompensating, because for each person that is a different line, that is a different postcode. What is cocky to me may just be confidence to you, or may just appear as confidence to you, but only I know deep within what is truly confident and what is just being cocky, right? Because we all have our own definitions, and to me, maybe wearing an elaborate outfit anywhere I go, whether it's to the grocery store or, you know, to the park, maybe for me, just showing that I'm confident enough to do what I want, to do what I desire, to look however I want to look. But then for somebody else who sees me, they may think, oh, they're so cocky. Why are they wearing this here? They must feel like, you know, they're somebody, whatever the notion is. And that may then be cocky, when as to me, it's just proving to myself that I don't care what other people think, what other people will say, because I'm confident enough to appear however I want, however it pleases me. So allow that to be something that you see from a very subjective light, not an objective light, because there is no one size fits all, group number 4. And that is just what I want you to keep in mind for your love life, because we often feel as though we have to conform to certain standards, but you don't, and you shouldn't, because one thing that, as I said, is confident for you or good for you may be not the right approach for somebody else. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you in regards to your love life for June of 2020. So if you enjoyed this reading and made it all the way to the end of the reading, leave a little monkey emoji down below in the comment section. Any monkey emoji will do. They are all welcome, and it is just like a little token of good luck for our love lives. So group number 4, wherever you are in this world, I hope that you're staying safe. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.